Of course, Jessica Tandy wasn't actually late when she gave that interview, though she did alas die a few months later. However, let's start with Star Trek Generations, which opens with a bottle of Dom Perignon vintage 2265 floating through space. Never mind whether 2265 was a good year, it's depressing that even 3 centuries hence nothing has been done to curb intergalactic litter louts. The film's basic plot is the old one about the mad scientist Malcolm McDowell, who's prepared to destroy entire planets to achieve his own selfish ends. We meet him first on the inaugural flight of the new Starship Enterprise, on which the now retired Captain Kirk, William Shatner, is an honoured guest. Naturally, things go wrong and Kirk saves the day, but only at the cost of his own life, though maybe not. 78 years later, we and yet another Enterprise, now commanded by Captain Picard, Patrick Stewart, bump into McDowell again, along with Whoopi Goldberg, who'd also been rescued by Kirk's self-sacrificing heroics. Neither of them, incidentally, looks a day older. But this is when McDowell shows his evil hand. He wants to get back to the Nexus, the Shangri-La of outer space, a place of total contentment and immortality. And not only is he prepared to destroy planets to achieve his ambition, he's so far lost to any sense of decency as to play along with really nasty Klingons.
I hope for your sake you are initiating a mating ritual.
You got careless. The Romulans came looking for their missing trilithium.
Impossible. We'll have no survivors on their outpost.
They knew it was on the observatory. If the Enterprise hadn't intervened, they would have found it.
They didn't find it. And now we have a weapon of unlimited power.
No, Lursa. I have the weapon. And if you ever want me to give it to you, I would advise you to be a little more careful in the future.
Perhaps we are tired of waiting.
Without my research, the trilithium is worthless. As are your plans to reconquer the Klingon Empire.
Ham slice thick there. Now, later on, the Enterprise has to crash land. Not a soul is wearing a seatbelt, I notice. Nor, unlike today's airline passengers, are they provided with an invaluable whistle with which to save their lives in the event of coming down in the sea. Picard, unscathed, pursues McDowell to the Nexus, where, blow me, he finds old Kirk happily chopping wood. What an historic meeting. Stanley and Livingston had nothing on these two.
Captain of the Enterprise, eh?
That's right.
Close to retirement?
I'm not planning on it.
Let me tell you something. Don't let them promote you. Don't let them transfer you. Don't let them do anything that takes you off the bridge of that ship, because while you're there, you can make a difference.
Come back with me. Help me stop Solon. Make a difference again.
Who am I to argue with the captain of the Enterprise? What's the name of that planet? Meridian 3?
Yes,
I take it the odds are against us and the situation is grim.
you could say that.
You know, if Spock were here, he'd say that I was an irrational, illogical human being for taking on a mission like that. Sounds like fun.
Now, from this point on, the story does become just a trifle far-fetched, but I don't suppose devoted Trekkies will care about that. Stewart, playing it straight, and Shatner, tongue-in-cheek, are fine, and so is McDowell. Whoopi Goldberg's role doesn't amount to much, but generally speaking, and give or take a few slower moments, this, the 7th film in the series, compares favourably with any of the others. And so to a look at the top 10 films in Britain.